What's going on, everyone? Hello, 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 and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. We really, really do appreciate it over here. Guys, we're getting close to the end. We are talking Snowfall, Season 6, Episode 7, titled Charnel House. What does that mean? Teddy and Franklin close in on each other. Gustavo runs out of time. Tower things are staring in the kitchen, and I don't know what's going to happen. Guys, as you can see, I'm not by myself. Like I just said, I have my homie right there, Miss Tower with Struggle Reviewz TV. Hello, ma'am. How are you doing this evening?
Awesome. We have a lot to talk about.
Really, I'm glad to hear it. I got my notes right here as well. I'm eager to hear what you have to say, and also I love what you're doing with the colors and all that. That's
Thank you.
quite hot right there. Two thumbs up, two thumbs up, guys. We want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap of the episode. We are going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it. So if you don't want to be spoiled, turn the video off now. Go watch the episode. It's on FX, stream it on Hulu. Then come back, come back, come back, come back. Just like your boy Ice Cube said and Friday.
Back.
And man, I don't even have the video, but that's okay. Come back and then get all of this spoilery goodness. Also, if you love what me and Miss Tyra has to say, both of our social media handles are on the screen. Her information is in the description box of this video. And like always, bam, she is right there on my channel tab. And so please help her get to her next milestone of 20,000 subscribers.
Yes.
This is what her channel looks like right here. Now, getting into this episode, Miss Tyra, it was a sad one, episode 6, with the homie Jerome dying. I was like, man, is this real? Or maybe at the beginning of episode 7, this is somebody gonna wake up like, oh my God, that was a horrible dream. That was a horrible nightmare. And there was some characters having some nightmares in this episode. Franklin and not Veronique, but Franklin and Louie. And we're gonna be talking about that. But I was really just a small strand of thread wishing that this was some alternate dimension or whatever. But no, he's not with us anymore, man. I mean, it's I don't know which episode hurt more. Episode 6 of this one right here. I mean, man, it was horrible. Like having to see Sissy go to the funeral home, and even though I don't like Louie, I was feeling sorry for her a little bit. Like damn, nobody wants to. I know. But it was rough for me. I know when you finished it, you was like, "B, have you seen the episode yet?" And I was like, "Oh my goodness, I gotta hurry up." And I see why. But I just want to ask you real quick, how did you feel about this episode? Where you feeling? How you feeling so far?
Episode 6 was definitely sadder. It was, a little bit more effective on me emotionally. But I don't know why it was kind of, I don't know. I didn't expect for us to jump right into like it was immediate, like burial, like getting the body ready and prepped and funeral. I was like, I ain't know he was gonna open the episode like this. But just to, see him laid out like that, it was like it is absolutely official, even though we know it already is. Like we are about to put Uncle Jerome in the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very hard. That's one of the things I really liked about the episode is that it didn't jump. I mean, we always get the recap of the previous episode at the beginning, but I was like, you know what? I'm sure they're just going to jump to the funeral, and then Louis is going to be screaming and hollering Franklin, but it wasn't like that at all. It was the next scene, like what would happen next. Franklin got on the phone, called the funeral home people, and like, hey, do this with the body. We don't want the police involved. And one of the things I liked about it is you got to like it was the episode was the exact aftermath of everything that happened. It really signify how important Jerome was as a character to the show, and gave him his respects in a number of ways. And everybody in this episode was battered and bruised. They could have easily skipped over that part, and but Louis, just at the end real quick, she's at the funeral with makeup on, with burn marks everywhere. It's that's yeah, that was really effective, to me, as far as storytelling is concerned. But it was a good episode, but it was sad, man. But one of the things that's really broke my heart, and of course I want to know how you feel about it, was when Franklin showed up to the house and he had to deliver the news to Wanda and the sister. And at first, I was like, okay, does she already know? I wasn't sure. Did he call ahead and just be like, hey, want to let you know we got Louis out of there, but I don't want to hold the information that is your brother. Jerome didn't make it. I wasn't sure. So I was scared. I was nervous. I was anxious. Then I was able to put two and two together, and I don't know. That was a highlight for me as far as emotion, because I just really felt for Sissy. Great performances and all that. How did you? What was you thinking
I
doing that?
was I was honestly looking at Franklin. I was, watching Sissy. Sissy's energy, like from the very beginning, I was like, okay, Sissy is about to disappear. She's about to leave. She's about to do. It was like she was saying goodbye from the very beginning. I thought, I'm like, if we don't get her breaking down when she hears about Jerome, the only thing she asked, was did he suffer? It's just like I already expected that it would come to this, and it's just so much acceptance on her part. I was like, what is going on in Sissy's head? Like, what is she about to do? It just felt like she was leaving. But majority of the time I was watching Franklin and just how his energy was. And I was like, he is off. Like, despite what's happened, and we pick up immediately after, he still has one agenda. He can't even take 2 seconds to just really, outside of the unk and the tears that we got last episode. It's just like he's just so far removed from it. Was like he was unconcerned, like, let's just get him in the ground. I'm sorry it happened, but I'm trying to move on to what I need to move on to. I was really paying attention mostly to Franklin in every single scene that he was in.
Huh? That's
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't really look at it that way. So, you think he was? You don't think he was? You don't think he was sensitive to the situation or cared, or am I
By
interpreting
the
that wrong?
time by the time we got to him having the conversation with Lee, and you really see Lee reveling in it. Not that I expected Franklin to be by Louis' side and offer to,
Right,
stay
right,
with her overnight because of their dynamic,
right.
but it's just like I can't believe this has happened. All he's worried about is, you know what, yeah, like, so how good is my credit? Can I get, half of that money so I can pay Gustavo to get to
Oh,
Teddy? I was like, dang. And then by the time we got to the like rapport between them outside, and you just have Leon gave the energy. It just reminded me so much of season 4 when they first tried to go independent, and it was just like, we'll still buy from you, but we no longer want to be under your thumb. And you also have Leon, and I think in that same episode, like, I'm just trying to leave after the situation with Khadijah. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's just like, no, you owe me, like, you have to be here. It was just that same old Franklin. And I didn't get more so remorse on his part when, he's about to be buried. No matter what, he's gone. But he's still kind of fixated on, if he had listened to me, not went to the other side and I followed Louis, he would still be alive. And it just like something clicked in Leon's brain, like, what? Like, who the hell cares about that? Like, he's just so far removed from just being nephew. I think he was just solely like, okay, this is messed up, but I still need to get my money. That's my ending agenda for right now.
okay, okay. I can rock with you towards the end of what you say. You made a good point towards the end, because at first I was just like, I didn't really see it that way. I kind of just thought he had the mindset like, I thought he cared, but I just thought he was cold and numb because it's just been so much destruction from the beginning, and then he's numb to it. I just thought that was the way he handled the situation. Like, he just wasn't able to emote well, and I was just thinking like, okay, he just has a lot in his mind. He has all of these. He's in the web right now. All these tie-ins. He has to make sure that every loose end is tied up. He did make a promise to also been loyal.
Yeah.
However, you did make a good point, because I did think the same thing. When he did say, "Hey, none of this would have happened if they didn't try to get up under me." And you're
Yeah.
right, Louis. I mean, not Louis, but Leon
Yeah.
did look like, bruh, like,
Yeah.
really, is
It
that?
looked like, so Jerome, it just felt like it was just, oh, another casualty of war, we're
Yeah.
on to the next. I
Okay.
need to get my money. And Leon looked like, well, dang, if that's what Uncle Jerome is, what am I? Like, if something happens to me, am I gonna be, thought of in the same light?
Good point. Good point. You know what? That may light a fire under Leon's behind to
No,
listen
Leon.
to Wanda more. Stop
Is
it.
it? Like, why we need to light a fire? Leon has a plan, remember? What? What'd you say?
Hey, 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 I believe in this plan, ma'am. But Wanda, I don't blame Wanda. She's like, bruh, I'm out of here. I got my little my feminine napkins, my paper towels, my napkins, tissues. I got my lotions. I got my baby wipes. I got everything here, and I'm gonna move out. And I was kind of tickled, like, damn, you leaving me? Because that was abrupt, And he was like, you gonna talk about it? And so now, and I don't blame Wanda, but now that he did see that in Franklin, I think he may. I didn't even think about that till now, so appreciate it. That's why I bring you here, man. But he may be like, you know what? I'm going to listen to my Wanda babe, my Mrs. Simmons, as he addressed her at the funeral, which I liked. I want to save that.
Leon needs to hurry up.
But
needs to hurry up.
Okay.
What's taking so long?
Okay. Y'all let us know in the chat, in the comment section, where are you at on this? Did you pick up the same thing that Tyra did as far as Franklin, not really caring, or Jerome being just another casualty of war? It's no big deal. Life goes on. Let us know where you are with that right there, because I am very curious to know. Something else that I'm curious to know is the young lady who popped up, and I don't know where my images is. She popped up at the crib towards the beginning. Miss Parissa and what's this, Teddy, were trying to, work some things out. She was calling them out, just saying, hey, you got $73 million, but you don't got no food, you don't got no furniture, you got stains on your carpet, chip paint, all of this stuff. What's going on? And your girl pops up, Miss Julia, and she's pregnant. She is pregnant. What's going on? Like, I'm kind of surprised with that conversation that went down and the way that she addressed Teddy. But what did you make of that? How was you feeling about all that?
I love when she popped up. Not many people are here who have long-term history with Teddy enough to know him prior to this. And we really get into the meat and potatoes of his agenda and what it's all been about. Like, don't come here with that rhetoric of, it's my civic duty and this is for, like, no, this is because you are being Teddy and you want to be in control. You've always had something to prove to your father, and it's trickled all the way down into this. Like, just give, like, when she said, like, did you steal Franklin's money? It's like, well, yeah.
Got some assets for the government.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me? Like, what exactly did you expect? You need to stop this before it goes any further. I just love just the two of them kind of recognizing, even Panera Bread at that moment.
Is that Marissa?
I've never, that's just her name as far as my channel is concerned. But even when she's like acknowledging, like, you have this money to do what? It was never about taking the money because it was just because you being Teddy, you didn't like the thought of Franklin being done and just walking away and kind of going against the grain of what you created. It's like, no, I'm in control of this. Matter of fact, I'm going to take the money because that's what I can do because I'm Teddy. Like, but do you really have anything planned to do with it? Like, not really. Not really. He's just still, really indecisive. And I just love the ex-wife showing up. Like, if you don't do something, I forgot what she said she's gonna do. I'm like, what is she gonna do?
I'm gonna fix it myself. Yeah.
I was like, what is she gonna do?
now isn't Parissa, wasn't she some type of ex-agent as well? Or like in the fall? Okay. Okay. I mean, I know that, because she wanted privacy. Jules wanted privacy. But not Franklin, but Teddy was like, she knows everything. And of course, I know that she was some expert freak nurse. Yeah. She was able to. But okay, so she was actually. Did they actually say that she was with the CIA or something? Or
I forgot. We might have been the CIA. It was some agency close to Teddy. She might have been the CIA. Either way, they've been in the same circles enough for her to know. Like, really, y'all back together? You told her everything. What are you thinking,
Jules knows
Teddy?
her too, right?
Like you've lost. You're losing it, and you're losing it. Is putting my family and soon to be family of two, and maybe my husband in jeopardy. Give the money back.
She said, "You only good thing you've given me is our son, and you're trying to kill him. Give the this is easy. Give the money back. What the hell does he mean? He can't. He better find out. He better figure it out, or she gonna die. She's upset. Got to run around and." So I'm still laughing because you're calling her Panera Bread. Also, she showed up pregnant. who
Yes.
is the baby daddy? Who do you think it could be? Just somebody else? I
I'm
don't think we'll ever
sure.
find out,
No, I doubt it. I'm sure it's just something to show us, like, I'm way past all of this. Teddy, can you just give the damn money back?
Right, right. Yeah, nobody likes Teddy. Teddy is the boogeyman, and that's great. That's great. That's great. I was also laughing the next scene where what is her name? Parissa Panera Bread was sitting on the counter, and she was like, "I always thought Jules was an asshole with a log up her butt or something." I got a good laugh out of that right there. But she has a point, and she was just like, "Hey, I need some purpose here. Okay,
Yeah.
let me help you." And so at least Teddy has a down ass chick, I guess. If he wants to look at the bright side of it, but
I just don't care. Like, if she died next episode, I would be like, oh, okay, then, all right.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Y'all let us know what you think about the whole Jules, Teddy, and Panera Bread dynamic and how that's going to play out right there. However, right after that, Louis is at the crib, still beat up and battered, bruised. I think she was looking at wedding invitations or notes or something.
Gifts. Like, it was like y'all haven't even had a moment to open your wedding gifts. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And Sissy pops up.
Hmm.
And Sissy pops up. And then this is where I got on the bad side of Louis got on my bad side again. I mean, I'm trying to put like she's grieving right now. She's upset, but at the like I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt because she's in this mental space. But you over there saying no because she
No,
feels like
never
this
giving
is
Louis any
Franklin's
grace.
fault. Go ahead. How
Never,
you
she
feel?
never takes accountability for anything. Like, girl, when are you gonna
uh,
own up? Like, there's blank, like Sissy said, like, nobody's walking away from this, like, oh, I didn't do anything to contribute to the way that things have turned out. All of us did something, including you. A
yeah,
lot of this you are also responsible for. You need to be
majority.
responsible for, how your husband end up. Like, girl, shut up.
Yeah.
I ain't have nobody's. Like, I was, whatever, Louis.
Yeah, I'm being petty master 9,000 over here. I just wanted somebody to kick the door in and be like, "It's your fault. If he would have went to Jamaica that night, like Jerome said, he would still be alive. Correct? Rub it all in her face. Yeah, But nobody was available to do that. So I was like, God damn it. That's unfortunate right there. But yeah, I noticed the tear coming down Sissy's face.
Oh, Sissy. I think
And
that was confirmation for Sissy, like, oh, this is never ending. When she said, like, try to identify with her, like, you're speaking like you're the only one that lost, your husband. Not only did I lose my husband, also, but I just lost my brother. Like,
right. Yeah.
it's coming my way too, and it's just like, well, you still have something. It was just like confirmation, like, okay, you're going to continue on with this, and this is never going to end, even though you lost your husband, uncle was lost, and a brother. I felt like it was like, okay, I need to get the hell out of here on Sissy's part.
I always forget to bring this up, but do you think that we're going to see Alton before the series finale? Also, Tyra, where the hell is Peaches? Where is Peaches at? You have any idea? Because I don't know. I forgot about him.
No, I don't know. Like,
I forgot about him.
we did, it. I think Elton is a no go. I think Elton is gone. If they
Damn
play with
it.
me like that and Elton pops up, I'm going off. Like, I'm going off. For them to bring up Peaches, I think in the first episode, as far as I need you to still find out and see if you can still trace him, I think we'll still see Peaches again, and there'll be some type of explanation for why he decided to disappear, because Peaches was so freaking loyal. Like, where did you
Yeah.
go? But
Yeah.
Alton, I really do think that Alton is gone.
Man, I'm gonna be disappointed because we need we need some type of closure. Okay,
Yeah.
so give us at least a line of dialogue or something. So we need to come on, writers. This ain't over yet. You do some reshoots if I'm teasing. It probably can't, but we need to know where Peaches is and also Alton. Okay, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. But what is her name? Louis replies back like, "Oh, I understand." And you're right. Sissy did kind of give her a look like, okay, she is really turning dark right here. And there's nothing that I can say. There's nothing anybody can say. There's nothing anybody can do. She's just a loose cannon right here. Like, oh, I understand, but you still have people you care about. I don't. And so Louis has nothing to lose. She gonna just go kamikaze or something, and that's very dangerous. It really disgusts me too because again, I understand you're upset right now, but you are being completely irrational here. Franklin did not make you send Buckley to shoot up Kane's spot, which caused him to go after you. And I'm not saying you deserve to be gang raped. No, not at all. But you can't at least get mad at him for coming after you. And anyway,
It
so
just oh, wait.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, yeah.
No,
No,
it just confirmed for me like last episode when it was like I didn't feel like she was being 100% truthful with Jerome about really actually wanting to walk away. Like you never intended to walk away. Like for her to be able to admit stuff, like okay, I can't admit that I did play a role and I was this and but as soon as he dies, it's like, oh, it's all Franklin's fault. Like you never intended to walk away from anything.
so you didn't feel sorry for her when she was in the car screaming on the way to
Oh,
Scully's
of
house, or
course.
was
I
you?
felt sorry for her just as a woman losing her husband. Like, oh, I just hate that it took for this for her to get to screaming in the car and having a breakdown. It was very reminiscent of Jerome in episode 5. Like now you want to walk away, now you want to be done with it. Now you're, looking for a fight. Like you see her roll up to the projects, like you just take me out. Like I
Yeah.
just don't care anymore. That's kind of how, Jerome was before, but it didn't take for you to die for him to get there. Like it shouldn't have taken all of this for you to have a revelation.
Yeah, it was that was really good acting. I was
Oh
so
yeah.
mad at her and I was so frustrated. But I was just like, damn it, still like she is
Yeah.
really
She
in
looked
pain right
terrible
now.
too.
Yeah,
God.
man. Yeah, that was that was pretty bad, and
Yeah.
it was nice though. She was having a horrible nightmare. Just seeing the K still
Oh, just
on
her
her chest.
face.
Yeah, it
Scars
was.
that she's gonna carry for the rest of her life.
Yeah, yeah, mentally, physically, all of that, and it was nice to hear Scully open up because I sometimes forget that he lost his girl and his
Oh
daughter,
gosh.
and this man is at peace. He was doing some type of drugs. He was either putting it in his ear or his eye drop or something.
I
It was
think
it
he
was
was on
interesting,
Sherm or PCP Sherm type mixture type situation.
and he has done a 180 for the most part, and
Has he though?
I think he's a much more level headed. He
I don't
was.
know. I
You don't
was
know?
looking at him in this episode like something is off.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like because it was kind of lingering over. He's just kind of looking because I was like, really, you rolled up to Scully, even though he said like you can come to me. It just seems so odd that you would go to someone and go, how did you handle, when my people, killed your woman and your child? Like how
That's
are you?
That's exactly why I thought it worked. Why she
No,
should go to him
that
because they
look
have something in common.
because I had to go back and rewatch it. I think in your comments as well as mine last video, they were like, "Well, did you look at how Scully was looking at Leah?" And I was like, "I didn't really see anything." When I went back to watch, he is kind of being weird, and he kind of did the same thing at
Wow.
the funeral. Look, and you even have
I
them
give you
like,
that. I'm
yeah,
gonna say that one because we're gonna say that one, but I don't know,
Mm,
Tyra. I didn't get that. I
mm-mm,
thought that I thought at first I was kind of like, okay, why the hell are you showing up at Scully's crib?
mm.
But then when he was like, when Louis asked him, how did you do it when you lost your girl and your baby? And he was like, I forgot exactly what he said, but I was like, damn,
Mm,
okay, this is a meeting that needed to happen for
mm,
her healing. And
right.
I even love the part where we got to even know him more, and he just wasn't in La La Land or high on drugs of like,
Yeah.
aren't you just so upset that you just want to burn this house down every day? He's like, hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's the Scully I like, or even Stacy from the Wood back in the day.
Yeah.
I was really feeling that, and I thought it
Yeah.
was genuine.
It
So
was. I said to myself, he would have a different energy with Louis because at the end of the day, despite what he might simply like identify with her as a casualty. You were shot at the hands of, last that season when he was telling Khadijah to stop and let it go, and she just wouldn't like. You were shot. I lost someone, but when it comes down to it, Jerome was, the hands that took Khadijah out, and Leon was, the main one to really touch our family in the first place for something to even happy for me to lose my family in the first place. So if he did have some plex, it wouldn't really come for her. It would come at Leon.
yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all let us know what you think. Have you ever had a nightmare as bad as Louis or Franklin this episode? Franklin's next. He almost
I
shot his
would
girl,
love to know what Franklin was dreaming about.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was
Hmm.
awful. I've had a nightmare or two in my day, but never to that degree. I
Yeah.
woke up a couple of times where I was like, oh, Oh, okay, I was dreaming. Thank God it was just a dream. But this man, he was dying in the dream and when he woke up. So
Yeah.
that was,
I was like, is he having a stroke? Is it a heart attack, panic attack? What is
yeah,
happening? I was looking
yeah,
at Veronique. Veronique looks like I'm the pregnant one. I'm tired. Like
yeah.
when is this gonna be done? And I was just like, look how far
She
they
did look
have
like that.
fallen down. Like we are on a mattress in this
Yeah,
little hideout on the floor. Like no, no, no. Like it's just not a good look. She looked really exhausted.
she did. She and frustrated. Like, okay, maybe I should have went with my mother. Like she's having some thoughts. We didn't see her. She landed
Mhm.
in her plane. Across the world somewhere. With Carmen San Diego. We may see her again. I know you used to watch the show, right? Please say
Of
yes.
course.
Okay. Yes, I love it. I love it. But what's also getting too close to home is, also want them papers. He want that money. He laid up in the bed and hear a dum. I said, baby, go check. And it's Ruben at the table. I'm like, he like, damn it. I am in over my head. I have bitten off too much than I can chew. I'm screwed. My woman gonna leave me. He was like, yeah. He also looked defeated.
Yeah.
Gustavo looked like okay. I've lost. I don't have control of my life. Damn, he knows all the information. He can't deny it. He know all the information.
Mhm.
And what's funny is Ruben did not listen to Teddy. Teddy said, "Walk
Nope.
away. If I catch you still snooping around, I am going to kill you. Check out the hotel, not the hotel, but the apartment, whatever it was." But no, he's going kicking indoors with Oso and semi-threatening the family. And I like that Oso just he kind of took his L. Like, okay, like, yeah, I've lost here. My baby is scared. She's like, okay, this is too much. That's the first thing she said after she locked the door. He's like, you're probably right. You shouldn't know. You shouldn't follow us. So yeah, you're probably right. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't blame him for that. How did you feel about that whole scene? Are you how you feel?
I was like, look at Ruben trying to pull a Teddy. Like, just because somebody rolled up on you in your little apartment, you going to come up in here. I love how he tries to approach Oso, like, okay, pasa, I'm speaking Spanish to family. Like, get out my
Yeah.
face. You can't roll up
Right.
in here speaking Spanish like we
Right.
familiar. But just that scheming seediness of, I'm not a threat, even though I'm threatening you and coming here with
Right.
my gun out. Like, you
Right.
are threatening me. Once he said, like, oh, yeah, this isn't negotiable, at first it was, hey, just, but now that he's on a time crunch via what Teddy told him, this isn't negotiable. I need you to do this now. I was like, okay, you still solidify that you're gonna die. Like, I was like, Teddy's coming. You are, continuing to move forward with this. But I love that also didn't really give any pushback and go like, no, it was like, no, probably, for your safety, you should run away with the kids, and I probably don't need to know where.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. And the next part is when also Gustavo meets with Franklin at their meeting place, and yeah, also I think he was if Franklin had them papers, I think also would have just said F everybody, and he would have left right then and there with the woman, with the kids. He would have said F the DEA, F Ruben, F Franklin, and gone. But he won't be able to get too far, I'm assuming. Damn it, Franklin. They came after me. Franklin freaking out. I'm like, oh man. The
Like,
look that
what
the
you
look that
mean?
also had on his face when he pointed the gun at him, like, you gonna just pull
Yeah,
a gun on
yeah,
me,
sure,
homie? But I
yeah,
feel you at the same time. Franklin was panicking. But I like the way it played out. I
yeah.
do between them. How'd you feel about
I love anytime I get with my boys together. Like,
it?
I
Yeah,
love their dynamic from jump. Like, that's probably the most unwavering relationship that we've had. Like, it's not a lot of consistent relationships here. Like, Oso has never
yeah,
switched up. Like, this is his
right.
first time, and he's switching up now because he doesn't really have a choice. But I just love that even though Franklin was like, What you mean? Why did you wait now? It was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I understand, Oso. It's your family. Like, I'll be trying to, make some stuff shake, but just them really identifying that Teddy is always going to be a threat and he's not going to be easy to capture. So if you're going to do something with everybody closing in, you have to not only do it now, but it has to be calculated to where he feels like it's his idea and he's capturing Franklin instead. I'll say, ooh, that's smart.
Yeah, that's true. Let me back up real quick. When Ruben was at Oso's crib and he was like, okay, I'll help you, but I'm gonna need some money and all that stuff. Do you think Ruben is good on that, or you think he just like lying just to
I don't think Ruben good on about nothing.
right,
I was trying
neither.
to think. I was like, when is the last time we've seen him? He never interacted with Franklin again. We haven't seen him with Sissy. It's just like he's trying to accomplish, what he set out to do. But as far as the promises that you've made, can you really deliver on those things? You really like out to dry yourself. Like, how are you going to help anybody else?
True. True, 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 true. Now, I'm gonna need your help with this, and people in the chat, don't beat me up because I can't remember this off the top of my head. Louis is visited by an old friend that takes care of her.
Hmm.
She gives her a bath. They've been knowing each other, I'm assuming, since children.
Hmm.
Asking, hey, do you remember Lawrence's brother Ronald? He bet us $20 to see how long he can strangle us before we hanged out.
Hmm.
And she was like, I looked at you and I was like, don't do it, but man, that's $20. So
Yeah.
they have some history together. But
Hmm.
after that, she says that ever since my throat could do that little whistle thing, it takes me back here to Keith and them. And when they locked us down in the basement with Uncle, I didn't write the name clear enough. And then Lawrence and his brothers.
Yeah.
Um, were they now we know that Louis was I just I guess she was,
A prostitute.
that and or raped or molested at a very young age, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming that the this other woman was, maybe another victim as well. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't have subtitles. What did you kind of pick up there? And do you even know who this woman was? Is this the first time we seeing her? I don't. I
From
don't.
my understanding, yes. The way
Oh,
that
okay.
she embraced and the way that it played out, it was almost like we were supposed to be familiar with her. And I was like, I don't know who this woman is.
Okay. I thought I was tripping. Okay. Okay.
But no, that's pretty much what I pulled from it also. Just her having a whole life just full of trauma. And she said, no matter how or what I've done up until this point, I still, keep winding up in these situations. And we see her have some accountability at that moment. It's like, this is partially my fault, what happened to Jerome. And when she goes, oh no, like I was like, you don't know her. Like, you ain't been here. Like, yes,
Yeah.
it is. But just her kind of having a little acceptance as far as how she keeps winding up in certain spaces in her life, it just shows confirmation of what Jerome was saying. Like, you are for lack of a better word, a broken person due to the circumstances that have been put up on you in your life. And it's, made you make some questionable decisions. And I can't shield you or protect you forever. And yeah, she's had a hard out life, apparently.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Hopefully, I mean, if you don't want to answer, that's fine. And I don't mean to offend anybody out there. No one should judge anybody.
Yeah.
We everybody goes through stuff. Some much worse than others. We're all not cut from the same cloth. We're all products of our environment, and a lot of the times, the people the way they are is because not by choices, but just by the trauma that they went through, and they can't help it. So, what I want to the question I want to ask is, if somebody has gone through a level of trauma, is it? I mean, do you still blame them? Is it their fault, or do you still feel that that person has a responsibility to, do the right thing? Am I making sense here?
Are
I
you
mean,
saying the person that went through the trauma or the person who traumatized said person
the
that went through the trauma?
well, it's a chain reaction.
Yeah.
It seems like, if you're hurt, you're gonna hurt people. But
Yeah.
Louis, like Jerome addressed Louis in episode 5, you're effed up, you're messed up. He said it's not your fault, but you're
Yeah.
messed up. When it's not your fault, I mean, do you still have sympathy for that person, or is it like, no, I know this is your fault, but no matter what, you still got to do right and get yourself fixed, and
Hmm.
like, am I making sense here?
No, you are. Like, you definitely have sympathy for that person, but it's not, a crime to still hold that person accountable to try to be their best selves and move on and really deal with it. Because until you deal with it, you're going to be stuck. And whoever your partner is or your family is, they're going to be stuck in that, that traumatic space with you. So you do have to, you can have sympathy, but it shouldn't be to the point where you are pacifying and cradling the person like Jerome was with Louis. You still can hold somebody who's, been through something accountable for certain actions.
I like how you put that. And I said train reaction. I meant cycle, like a repeated cycle. That's what I
Yeah.
meant to say. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think about that. And also, it was interesting to see, Louis had all these promises to Teddy, but she charged him up front. Leave me alone. I'm busy. My
White
my brother,
man.
yeah, my hubby dead. I need to see you now. 3 o'clock. Hang up. I was like, oh man. But yeah, Teddy was like, oh, Jerome is dead. She was like, yeah. It was funny. It was like, what happened to you? Business disagreement. Her face is all, bloody
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I feel it though. She was like, look, tomorrow I got to put my husband in the grave. But after that, until then, leave me alone. But man, she talking about she want to slip Franklin to his nuts to his throat. Like,
Yeah.
man, I don't think she did learn her lesson, Tyra.
Hmm.
What I mean, you got anything there?
I knew she didn't learn her lesson when she answered the phone. Not even so much answered the phone because she knew who it was, because I
Mm-hmm.
think it was the beeper, but just still in that moment taking out time to even meet up with Teddy. Like, she doesn't hold Teddy as accountable for anything like she does Franklin. It's just like, oh, this is all Franklin, as if Teddy is, an outsider to this and he has nothing to do with the way that their family turned out. Teddy has had a hand in all of this, but it's like, we have a common enemy now. But just that assertiveness she tried to have, like, yeah, white man, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna be there. Like, it didn't hold any weight. Your ass still showed up.
True,
You
true.
still showed up, and you still, but once she did that, I was like, okay, I already knew we were going with the episode. Because when we have, that conversation with Oso and Franklin, and them kind of being two sides of the same brain now, because he has spent so much time with Teddy and learned the way that he moves, the most calculated thing to do to, corrupt Teddy or make him feel like he's an advantage in the situation would be to use Louis.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. But I started jamming Tyra at this point in the episode. I was jamming and I was sad at the same time.
Yeah.
And we got an old classic song coming through, "Ready or Not" by the Fugees, and even before that, Budakwa. I think that came out that was a sample that it came out in 1987. I forgot the artist's name. It's Enya, but
Yeah. Yeah, it was very eerie.
man,
I was like, "Oh, Jerome."
man, that was I was jamming, man. I think I took it back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. This
Mm,
was I don't know, it may have been everybody's favorite part of the episode, but if it was definitely mine. It
mm.
was definitely mine. I love this. It was beautiful. Everybody was dressed nice and sad. The acting was great. Dion had the loud ass checkered suit on.
With the fur collar.
Man, had his nice woman with him. What was up with Scully walking up to Einstein and the other dude? Now that was weird. I
Yes.
was
I'm telling
laughing,
you.
Tyra.
I'm telling
He,
you.
they don't want no beef, no plex at the funeral. So he's trying to play it cool, and then he's
I'm worried, B.
Einstein look over like, what is
I'm
it? The other
worried,
dude,
B.
what the fuck was that? I was rolling, Tyra.
I wasn't. Like, I am so worried because
Why?
that would be the aha moment of the season. Because I think we
Mhm.
all expected, Jerome to get his demise the way that he did. But if that would come back, what, Leon did and, taking the baby girl's life by accident, and Scully was to roll up and be the one to take Leon out, that
Oh,
would be like, oh, wow. I ain't expect that moment. Like,
yeah.
it just seems like he's not as, done with it as he shouldn't. Like, he rightfully so needs to be hurt. He lost his, pretty much wife and child, and
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to, just be okay with it. It just feels like he was this piece he's trying to channel and, kind of muster down his real feelings as far as really wanting to explode. And when he does explode, who is he going to explode on? I think it would be Leon, and I don't want to be there to see it.
I don't either. Like I was laughing at that point in time, but at the same time, I was nervous. I was scared. Like, damn,
Mhm.
is there going to be a drive by and 2 more people are going to die? It's going to be too much, Tyra.
I
But
can't get Leon.
I was like, wait a minute. That I don't. Who would do it anyway? I don't. They don't really just have any enemies left, But I could be wrong.
Mhm.
Something else that I did like though, it really stood out to me was Wanda and Leon. We're talking about Leon,
Yes.
Wanda, and Leon, Leon and Wanda. They look good together.
Mhm.
They did. I don't know why, but I just like it. Just she has so much trust and faith in him. He was her rock during this time. oh, I'm just thinking about Jerome and how sweet he is and how everybody loved him so much and how much everybody said that, he loved Louis, much he loved Louis, and I don't want to lose you, that I think about you. And he just turned around with just so much confidence and was just like, well, I'm right here with you, Mrs. Simmons.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that the way that she kind of just nodded.
Right.
Wow, come on now, what's wrong?
Because
I
I
thought it was
needed like
wonderful.
confirmation for Leah, and like she's been dropping, hints since she said that was the hint right there. I'm moving out. Like this is making no sense for you to be and to re-up in the gun and like look at you. And it's just like just give me a little bit more time to put things into play and I can move. Like you're never going to be done. This is what it is. The way that you came back here and fell right back into your position, I can't be here with you. Her moving out, her saying what she said at the funeral, just the fact that we are looking at Jerome in a coffin, that should be all the confirmation that you need to hand your little project keys over to Dion and walk away from this altogether. Like why are we still doing this? But it was, I like, what he said, but it was just like, you're doing everything except for getting
You
away.
would have left.
Like,
You would have
yeah,
left. You would have moved out, Tyra.
shit.
She said, "Shit,
Been
okay."
gone.
Speaking about Dion, I was nervous at first when he approached him like that. Hey, Nick, I was like, wait a minute, Dion, come on, bro,
I went
you
because
lost.
Dion OG, he triple OG. He wouldn't pull it
Yes,
at
I
Jerome's
know.
funeral.
Right, but I was like, oh, okay, whew, goodness gracious. I was getting anxious, Tyra. I was like, do not act
Mm-mm.
the fool here, man. But he
I
was
want
like,
to
yeah.
know, did you see what I saw in the background?
What is it? Hold on. You want to talk about Louis and Franklin first, or you want to talk about the background? Because I
No,
don't know.
because it happened before we even got to that point. It was
Okay.
the people even
Yes.
prior to that. Just more confirmation for me on Franklin's part of also him being so close to them, him being there for their wedding. I'm here to pay my respects to Jerome. Yo, so meet me at the repast. I was like, sir, can we have literally 5 minutes of us just being in the moment of paying respects to your uncle? Like, relax. But I got to looking at the funeral party in the background and I ran it back like 3 times. I was like, somebody's in the background. Uncle Clifford from P Valley is sitting in the background, all dressed up like Uncle Clifford at a funeral. He's just back there. He is
What?
back there attending the funeral, be like,
You're lying to me.
I
At
am
what
not, I swear,
point? I'm about to try to pull it up
I
now.
swear, B. I was like, why
Come
is
on
Uncle
now.
Clifford here? He is sitting
Really?
directly behind Aunt Louie.
That doesn't make any sense
That's what I
because
said.
this could be in the 80s, right? Okay.
He's sitting there and he's dressed like Uncle Clifford would be attending a funeral, and I was like, is this an Easter egg for us P Valley fans?
Is it during and I can't I
It's
gotta
during the
protect it.
moment of the preacher saying what he's saying about the gun violence
Okay.
and the female singing the song,
I
and
just see
they're just
somebody with a pink shirt. That's not
no,
her.
he has on
Okay.
black, and he has on a hat. I will send you, I took screenshots, I remember.
Oh, wait. Does it have a white feather in the hat?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. I think I see him. And he got the beard and it's real edged up.
It's Uncle
That
Clifford. I
is
was like,
wait. Okay,
what?
hold on. I don't want to get too excited. It look like it could be him.
You want me to send it to you DM
Yeah,
right
I want
now?
you to send it to me. Oh, wait a minute.
I told you.
I think that it. I don't know, Taro. That's
No, I'm about to send it to you now because I was like, I can't wait for B to
now
explain.
what I'm looking at right now, guys. This is what's gonna be different for y'all, but everybody's sitting down and the person is singing, and they have a
Mhm.
shot of Louis,
I just sent
and
you the
right
screenshot.
behind and right behind Louis, that may be Uncle Clifford from Snowfall, not
No, it
Snowfall, but
is. Go look at
E
check out
Valley.
my DM.
Okay, hold on. Let me check
I
this out
was
real quick.
waiting this entire episode for him to say something or tie in or
Oh,
be a relative of Jerome, but he said nothing the entire show.
it won't let me pull it up. It says it's undeliverable or something. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I got it. Tara, I don't think that's him.
Are you serious?
Hold on. No, that may be him.
That is Uncle Clifford all day long.
Okay, y'all check it out. Okay, that may be Uncle Clifford. He got a black was that a fedora
Hmm.
with a white feather and ribbon? Okay, if you're a P Valley fan, check it out. Check it out. That's interesting. Thank you, Tyra, for the
You're
Easter
welcome.
egg. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. So yeah, Uncle Clifford is alive and well. That's great. And crossover right there.
Right?
You silly. But so they have the funeral, Dion does his thing, and they part ways. And I like the fact that Franklin went over to Louis and was like, "Hey, what do you need from me, Louis?" I do like that. That's cool. That's cool. You turning your
Right.
head now.
Because it wasn't like he already knew what his agenda was the entire time. And he proved it once he says, why did you really save me?
No, no. You think he only told Jerome to go back, and you don't think what he said was
Well, no,
true?
it has something to do with Jerome, but that was still a
Also,
factor.
not just Jerome, but also just as his duty as a man. Like you can't just let a woman get gang. I can't do that. I know a real man just can't let, even if it's a stranger. You're not just gonna,
Mhm.
if you know what's going on in the next building, at least you're gonna try to burn that hoe down or something. You don't believe that? I
Yeah,
do. I do.
it was just the way that he said it. It didn't feel like it was any truth in it. Like, yeah, that was maybe those were factors. The main reason I came to get you is because of what you promised me. I need all the help I can get.
Really? Okay. I So you think he is the devil, like Louis said? You
Hell
think?
yeah. Like, what is
Wow.
what you talking
So
about?
I just want to hear from you. What else could he have said? Because the first thing he said was, because I was raised to respect women. It's a man's duty to protect women, and that was honorable. And
Hmm.
she was like, "Is that it? What other answer was she looking for that she would have been
Cause she
satisfied with?"
knows, like despite their relationship, like Louis, I'm saying going back to that season 4, like they never wanted to become what they became. All they wanted to do at first was just to get from underneath Franklin's thumb and be able to make some decisions by themselves. Like let us, flourish a little bit. And if it does, work out, fine, but just let us try. He didn't want that. Like he wanted everybody to be all really strategic, wanting to control everything all the time because he felt like this was the better option. But even if it was, these are grown ass people. Like, but it's just like them winding up to where they are to now, where Jerome is in the ground, and the way he's been going about getting that money. That's the main thing this season. He could really care less about anything else. Not saying that he doesn't care about Jerome, or there may have not been some deep rooted of I can't leave Aunt Louie here. The main thing was I could still help out my Uncle Jerome. I don't want her to be in this type of situation. I don't want him to lose her, but she can help me get to Teddy.
A few things. One, what's wrong with that? Two, you have to remember when she went behind his back to
Hmm.
Teddy, what did he do? He decided to walk away. Got to remember that.
Yeah.
People do forget about that.
Hmm.
He was like, you know what? I'm done. And Teddy stole the money. And instead of Louis helping Franklin, she decided to still keep a relationship with Teddy.
Yeah.
So that's
I mean,
horrible on her part. However, like, still, if you can tell me what additional answer could Franklin have given Louis at that moment for her not to say you the devil?
there
I
was
love
it.
you, Louis. I care about you.
It's not about the answer. It would have even been different if she initiated it first and just said, hey, why did you save me? The fact that he initiated it and started off the conversation about what do you need from me, Auntie? Because I need something from you. Like
Huh.
it's just that same vibe of, oh, so meet me at 3 pass, and the same conversation with Leon. It's just like I'm burying your uncle is here. Franklin is, Franklin is just being Franklin right now. It's just all about that money. And it's just the way that he said it to her. Like, it was that condescending tone that he uses when it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear right now, but if you want to keep it a buck, I need that
Ah,
connection to Teddy.
I
I
got you.
need that
I got
connection
you.
to
I
Teddy,
got
which I'm
you.
sure he's going to use, the same way that Teddy wants to use her as a pawn, try to calculate some time in a place where, whatever is a setup, and Teddy has the upper hand. And I'm sure he's going to want her to do the exact same thing for him.
Okay. I see where you're coming from, Tyra. I don't always perceive things the way you do. However, I like the way you think, ma'am. I like the way you think. I like how you have your guard up in life. You're like, you know what? Let me try to, sift through all the BS
Hmm.
and see what the real deal is. I'm not about to be taken advantage of over here. I
No.
like it. I like it. I like it. Guys, you let us know what you think in the comment section below of this episode, of our commentary, of what you think will happen next week and in the finale. Do you have any final thoughts, Tara, or what you think will happen next episode, or what you want to happen, or anything like that? I don't know what is going to happen, and I'm
Mm,
nervous. But where you
no.
at?
I just want to know how this how is this going to transpire and who's going to benefit, because I'm sure both of them are on the same, Braveland. Like, who's going to benefit if we do have, I guess, Auntie Louie take the bait and, like, okay, you're gonna, which she has the kind of low key has the upper hand in the situation to kind of choose sides. I just want to know whose side she's going to choose. At this moment, it does pretty, seem like it's Teddy. After I put my husband in the ground, it's whatever. So that'll be interesting, and I do want to see Scully's next moves in next
Mm,
episode.
I do too, and all the weird looks he gives people at funerals and stuff. Man, this is crazy, y'all. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I want Wanda to make it. I want Leon to make it. I want also to make it. I want Sissy to make it. Louis, I don't give a crap about. To be at this point, and I don't want her to die, but I don't care. I'm either or. But you let us know what you think is going to happen down in the comment section below. But guys, that is season 6, episode 7, titled Charnel House. And if you're curious on what that means, a Charnel House is a vault or building where human skeletal remains are stored. What the hell? Maybe that's because it's a funeral or something like that. But again, guys, let us know down in the comment section what you thought about the episode, what you thought about our commentary. We would love to know. Also, subscribe to Miss Tyra's
Yeah.
account right here. Subscribe. What you got going on for all the good people over there?
I got some throwbacks coming up, but like I said, the sworn reviews are trying to pop out. Go check your girl out. Like, go support. Like, if it's not Snowfall, then it's Wu-Tang, or it's a throwback, or it's a current movie. There's always tons of things to go watch over on my channel.
Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Yes. And damn, oh, you got the He-Man and the okay. I like that. That's why
uh,
you should be having all types of stuff. And I see your swarm is killing it right now. Damn, 30K. All right.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's wonderful right there. That's wonderful. But if you come on over to mine, you're going to get the Oscar movies, the movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show. Guys, look at that right there. Movie news roundup show number 99. My goodness gracious, y'all. Number 99. That means that this coming Sunday, after you see this episode, it's going to be episode 100. So come back and party with me for my 100th movie news roundup show. Of course, we're talking Snowfall, Power Book 2 Go Season 3, Bel Air Season 2. Got some trailer reactions, interviews, and other cool stuff as well. And I'm just going to do some more shameless plugging over here. Okay. Here he is, number 99. Okay. We talked about Jonathan Majors getting arrested and all of that, crap and the recanting of the statement. Check out that video. Also, me and Tyra did a recap for episode 6. If you want to check it out, check out me and Miss Cantu's episode 2 of book 2 Ghost. Check that out. Check out my Creed 3 review. Also, check out Ant-Man. Check out my John Wick review. Check out my series review, Swarm review, and check out my Oscar recap. And also Tariq Nasheed's American Maroon. All of that on my channel. Help me get to 50,000 subscribers. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. That's Tyra, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.